Find out what Christians need to know about Trump and Biden. The year 2024 is shaping up to be a historic year for global politics, with an unprecedented wave of democratic activity. More voters than ever will go to the polls in at least 64 countries, along with the European Union representing a combined population of around 49% of the world's population, are ready to hold national elections. These elections are significant, with results that will have repercussions on several nations and will influence the global scenario in the coming years. In the UK, the recent election saw a landslide victory for the Labour Party, led by John Smith, a former trade unionist who promised sweeping reforms to the healthcare and education system. The defeat of the Conservatives, led by veteran politician Sarah Johnson, marks a seismic shift in British politics. The new Prime Minister John Smith is seen as a charismatic and visionary leader who seeks to unite a country divided by economic and social issues. His election is considered a significant moment in British history, with the potential to alter the country's domestic and international policies. In the French legislative elections held in June and July 2024, the political scenario turned out to be even more complex than expected. Marine Le Pen, leader of the RN party, known for her nationalist and anti-immigration policies, surprised by winning 40% of the votes in the first round of elections. His populist campaign and incisive rhetoric resonated with a significant portion of the French population unhappy with traditional politics. However, the second round of elections brought unexpected twists and turns. The left-wing party, led by Camille Durand, a young and charismatic university professor, gained last-minute support from several smaller parties and achieved a surprise victory. Durand's ascension to the role of President of France marks a turning point in French politics, challenging established notions about political polarization in the country and paving the way for a new era of dialogue and cooperation between different factions. Elections in South American countries, such as Brazil and Argentina, are also having a global impact. In Brazil, political polarization has reached unprecedented levels, with candidates from opposite extremes competing for the presidency. Meanwhile, in Argentina, the rise of a center-left party challenges traditional political hegemony. These regional elections have the potential to influence not only the domestic politics of these countries, but also diplomatic and economic relations across the region. Growing participation of young voters and political activism on social media are shaping the political landscape in unprecedented ways, creating an atmosphere of expectation and change that resonates beyond the borders of these nations. At this crucial moment in American history, political polarization is at an unprecedented level. The 2024 presidential elections are approaching, and the country is faced with choices that will shape its future in profound and lasting ways. The candidates representing opposing views on the economy, healthcare, immigration, and the environment are locked in a fierce battle for voter preference. Fiery rhetoric, mutual accusations, and grandiose promises echo through the halls of power in Washington, D.C. As American citizens prepare to exercise their right to vote, anxiety and uncertainty hover over the national political landscape. In this context of ideological division and confrontation, Christians are challenged to maintain their faith unshakable amid the approaching political storm. Amid the voting frenzy and political turmoil surrounding this crucial election, Christians must remember that their faith is not rooted in political systems or earthly leaders. Regardless of the outcome of the polls, the unshakable truth remains: God is sovereign, and his plan transcends the vicissitudes of human politics. The uncertainty of the political scenario should not shake Christians' confidence in divine providence. Instead of being carried away by fear or anxiety, they should hold on to the sure hope they have in God. This election may be marked by divisions and tensions, but Christians are called to maintain their inner peace and remain firm in their conviction that ultimate control is in God's hands. May this certainty enable you to act with love, compassion, and wisdom, regardless of political outcomes, for your true citizenship is in the kingdom of heaven. From the grand civilizations of ancient Egypt and Rome to the medieval kingdoms of Europe and the colonial empires of the modern era, each of these domains, despite their power and influence, eventually faced decline or collapse. Yet through all these changes, God's sovereignty remained constant. Kings ascended the throne and perished. Powerful rulers have come and gone. Figures such as pharaohs, Caesars, kings, and emperors shaped the destinies of nations with great achievements and profound failures. Despite his influence or legacy, his mortality ensured that his time on the throne was temporary. Great men, mighty men who changed the world we live in came and went, but God remained in control. Throughout history, we have seen leaders and influential figures who challenged established norms and shaped the course of events. From the visionary philosophers of ancient Greece to the revolutionary leaders of modern times, each has left their unique mark on the world. Thinkers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle expanded the horizons of human knowledge, while leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Nelson Mandela fought tirelessly for justice and equality. Their actions echo through the centuries, inspiring future generations to seek a better world. Even in the face of adversity and challenges, these courageous individuals remained steadfast in their convictions, reminding us of the transformative power of a bold vision and an unwavering commitment to truth. Throughout the ages, human history has been shaped by leaders and rulers whose decisions and actions have had lasting impacts on the societies in which they lived. From the pharaohs of ancient Egypt to the emperors of Rome, each era has witnessed the rise of powerful figures who sought to consolidate their rule over the nations. However, no matter how imposing their empires were and how great their conquests were, they were all subject to the sovereign will of God. The rise and fall of empires, the glory and ruin of kingdoms, all occur under the watchful eye of the Creator. The history of humanity is a continuing testimony to divine sovereignty over earthly affairs. Even when the powerful rise with pride and the humble are oppressed, God remains the true sovereign, directing the destinies of the nations according to his eternal design. In times of uncertainty and political upheaval, it is essential to remember that our true citizenship is in heaven, where we await not just an earthly leader, but the Savior Jesus Christ. He is the source of our ultimate hope, and grounded in his promise of eternal redemption, we can face political challenges with confidence and serenity. As elections unfold and the destinies of nations are decided, we must keep our eyes fixed on Christ, the author and finisher of our faith. Amid the turbulence of the political landscape, let us remember that our true security and belonging are in the kingdom of heaven, where we will reign with Christ forever. As we approach the 2024 elections, it is critical to remember that regardless of the outcome at the polls, God's will prevail. Just as he removes kings and sets others in their place, we can trust his guidance and sovereignty over earthly affairs. As the political landscape unfolds before us in all its complexity and uncertainty, our faith must remain unshakable. We must seek divine wisdom in our choices and actions, remembering that the course of history is in the hands of the Almighty. May we act with humility, love, and integrity, reflecting the values of God's kingdom in the midst of partisan bickering and political unrest. May the certainty of divine sovereignty guide us through this time of challenges and crucial decisions. Act fairly, love mercy, walk humbly with